Today, I'm at it again. It's another therapy session. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the EFX Loop. I am your host, Jay Byrne. And today, I'm at it again. I'm gonna talk this out with you, okay? If you guys watch my channel and if you watch my videos, you'll have noticed that I recently got something called the Nextone Special. Now I stand by everything I said in the video about the amp and the fact that I did like it. The clean channel on that amp is amazing. The clean channel on that amp rivals the Fender Tone Masters. It's right up there with them. But in the end, what I got was a Tone Master with a not so great lead channel. I'm gonna be honest, straight out about this. It's not a bad amp. I honestly feel like if I had gone with the Nextone Artist, which stepped down, the amp would still be here and I would have been happy enough with it, and I would have learned how to deal with that lead channel. So if you can't figure it out already, I have actually returned that amp. And guess what I exchanged it for? Back to the Fender Tone Masters again. Let me finish the comments on Nextone Special before I get into this Tone Master business. I couldn't sit with the lead channel. I couldn't make it work. That Celestian Bluebell style speaker that is in that amp is just not for me. It might be correct. From the examples that I've watched on YouTube and whatnot regarding Bluebell style speakers and Celestian Blues, it seems to be doing the thing that those type of speakers do. But I guess I'm just not digging the thing. And I think that lead channel does not work well with a Celestian Blue at all. That's the biggest problem I noticed with that particular amp. While, let me say this again, it's not a bad amp, and I actually liked it. I actually kind of did like it. The clean channel goes great with the Blue. The lead channel, not so much. I think you'd be better off going with something like the Nextone Artist or the Nextone Stage that has the Katana design, the Boss, the Nextone speaker, their own designed speaker, whereas the Blue speaker, the Waza Blue, the B12W, that speaker is its own beast, but it's trying to be something else. So if you like Celestian Blues or a Bluebell style speaker, then you'd probably be happy, or you'd understand what it's trying to do. You'd know what you were getting into. For me, it was a new ball game. It was a totally new ball game, and yeah, I just wasn't digging it. I wasn't able to sit comfortably with it because, let's be honest, I don't have a ton of money, and that close to $1,000, that's $1,000 that I can use on an amp that I'm going to enjoy. And it was still within its return period for Sweetwater. So I just got to thinking, I'm like, if I'm not happy with this lead channel, regardless of whether I think it's a good amp or a bad amp, I didn't think it was a bad amp. I thought it was actually a really cool amp. All I really wanted was a decent clean amp. I wanted my Fender cleans. So yeah, I'm back to the Tone Masters again. And let me just state this fact that I started with a Super Reverb. Then I ended up with a Fender a Tone Master Deluxe. Then I had the Tone Master Twin. I've had those three amps. I haven't had the Princeton. The Super was awesome. The Super was great. It was very loud though. The Super was loud. Even at low attenuation it was loud. And I wasn't particularly comfortable with, I didn't like the way it took pedals at all. The Deluxe that I had right after the Super, I liked. It actually doesn't take pedals half bad, and it was an okay amp. But at the time, it felt redundant for me to have the Super and the Deluxe. I almost felt like they were very, very similar, and it was like keep one or the other. So I ended up getting rid of the Deluxe and hanging on to the Super for a little bit longer, because I didn't need to have both of them. It was just overkill. Then eventually I got rid of the Super. There's a lot more to this story, and it's on my channel if you want to go search it out in my amp journey videos. And then I ended up with a twin because, you know, I always wanted a twin. Like, I love the sound of a Fender twin. But even with a Fender twin that you can attenuate down to like relatively low volumes, you can't make that thing roar at a quiet volume. You just can't. It doesn't take pedals half bad. I found that the twin took pedals on par with the Super in a way, and that the Deluxe actually took pedals better, I thought, out of the three. Now you're dealing with these Class D digital modeling amps, and they can be tricky with pedals depending on what you're dealing with. So that could have something to do with it as well. And I had a real tube Deluxe at one point in time, and I liked the way that that took pedals. That actually sounded really cool. It just was very loud, and there was no way to, without an attenuator, there was no way to bring it down, and with an attenuator it sounded like garbage, I thought. But I've always liked the Deluxe sound. To me, a Fender Deluxe reverb, that's kind of like the sound. I've noticed out of the three that I dealt with, and I haven't tried the Princeton, but that is a smaller 110 amp. And I'm not a huge fan of 10-inch speakers. I found that the Deluxe is kind of like my home. It's what I feel comfortable with. If I want to play a clean amp, if I want to just play clean, you know, and I do play clean a lot more now than I used to. Even with a little bit of distortion, like an edge of breakup, like a Timmy or something like that on it. Like, I just really like a Deluxe. A Timmy and a Tube Screamer, man. A Deluxe Timmy Tube Screamer and a delay or something like that, and you're ready to go with a Deluxe. So where am I now? We have returned the Nextone Special, and I am waiting for my exchange to come in. I don't have it yet. It's going through Sweetwater's channels and, you know, doing that. Even exchange, they were exactly the same price. I got a Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master coming, and to be honest with you, I'm excited. I'm happy. Because you know what? I know what I'm getting. I know exactly what I'm getting because I've had it in the past. I've had a Tube and the Tone Master version, and I was happy with both of them. So it's staying. I mean it. I'm serious. This time, this is going nowhere. Even if I buy another amp somewhere down the line, that Deluxe is staying with me because at the weight and portability of it, yeah, that's for $1,000. That's the best thing you're gonna find out there. I thought the Nextone Special was, and you know what? Maybe the Nextone Artist could be pretty close to kind of the best deal in a way. But I didn't want another Boss amp. I wanted to go back to the Fenders. I'm looking for a Fender clean, so why don't I buy a Fender? Like, I mean, I'm trying to get Fender cleans out of other amps. And while it is achievable with those Nextone Specials, you can definitely get a pretty good Fender clean. A Fender's a Fender. And there's not that much you can do about it. A Fender is a Fender. So yeah, so there we go. There's my therapy session for this time. I'm, you know, trading, buying, collecting, guess what I do. And you know what? If you follow this channel, you'll see I've gone through, in the amount of time I've done the channel, which has been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months or so. Maybe close to a year. No, probably more like 7 or 8 months. I've gone through quite a bit of gear in just this time alone. And I'm usually pretty, like, confident about the gear. I'm usually like, yeah! Like, okay, this is it, man. I'm keeping this. And then it goes. But this time the Deluxe is staying. I mean it. I'm serious. Am I trustworthy? Who knows? Everyone's probably going to be like, I can't trust this guy. This guy keeps selling all his crap. But you know, this is the name of the game. This is what we do as musicians. When we us gear hounds, this is how it works. If I had the money and, you know, if I was making something off of this channel and I was getting free stuff, and then I'm going to be reviewing the stuff and sending it back, and I wouldn't feel the need to have a personal connection with it. It would be like something that I'm checking out. I would tell you about it, and that would be the end of it. But that's not the way it works for me. For me, I have to spend my own money on it, and it has to be something that I want to keep. So yeah, so there'll be more videos regarding that Fender Tone Master Deluxe, and I'll be using it in my videos with pedals and whatnot. Plus I got some other gear that I've gotten recently that pedal related that I want to do some videos on. Man, I've gotten rid of, sold, and traded so much stuff lately. Guitars, amps, you name it. But I'm getting to the point where I'm comfortable with the stuff that I have and I don't want to mess with it. So that's the best way to be, I guess. Alright, therapy session done. And I hope you guys get something out of this. I don't know, don't make the same mistakes I do. But I don't see them as mistakes. I see it as a journey to finding what I want. Although I gotta tell you, in today's climate, and then the way things are nowadays, it's harder to do. It's definitely harder to do. Because, I mean, I can't just go to a music store in my area and try this stuff out. A lot of this stuff I have to order. If I like it, then I gotta return it, and I gotta go through the whole process, and this is, we're talking weeks go by, trading and exchanging things because of the mail order process, and man, it can get frustrating. Anxiety ridden and a bit stressful at times. But that's cooling out a little bit for a while. Anyway, if you enjoy this type of content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on my freaking crazy journey, my crazy little journey over here. And I'm Jay Byrne, and this is the EFX Loop. I hope you enjoyed it. You got something out of it. We'll see you next time.